Creamy crawfish bisque. This is a great soup that comes together very quickly, and it's a perfect dish to make at the beginning of crawfish season when it's still just a little bit cold outside. Watch how simple it is to prepare. We're going to start by melting 4 tablespoons of butter over medium-high heat in a heavy bottom pot. Once the butter is melted, we're going to add some flour into it, and this is going to be our foundation for the soup. We're going to incorporate that in and start to lightly toast the roux till it gets just a little bit of color, slightly dark brown, just a little bit lighter than the color of peanut butter. Chopped onions will be added to the roux, and we'll want to start to cook that along with some green bell pepper. Just saute that still over medium-high heat with that roux, and also adding some minced garlic in as well. Cook these ingredients for about 3 to 5 minutes until they start to get just a little bit wilted. Next, we're going to add some sherry. This is going to add a wonderful base flavor. 1 cup of sherry, followed by 3 ounces of tomato paste. And we're going to blend all these ingredients together. Now, this mixture will become very thick, but that's okay because the next thing that we're going to add is going to be some stock. At this point, I season it with my Creole seasoning. Of course, you could use salt and pepper, but I like using the Creole seasoning and some dried tarragon. This is going to add a great, slightly anise flavor, which really accents the soup. And now we're ready to add our stock. This is 4 cups or 1 quart of seafood stock. If you don't have seafood stock, use either a chicken broth or a vegetable stock would be great neutral stocks. Incorporate all this in and let this come up to a simmer. When it starts to simmer, it will start to thicken. I simmer this for about 10 minutes to let the flavors develop. Then I go in with an immersion blender and puree the entire soup to make it nice and velvety and creamy. This is optional. You don't have to puree the soup. If you want to leave the soup more rustic, don't puree it. 1 pound of crawfish tails are added right at the end. We fold this into the soup, and since the crawfish tails are cooked, we're just looking to heat them up in that soup. We don't want to overcook them. And then we're going to come in with 1 cup of heavy cream. This is going to lighten up the soup and give it that creamy, velvety body that we're looking for. I like to serve this in a bowl with a heaping ladle of the soup with plenty of crawfish tails in it. For a nice garnish, I like to add some croutons. These are going to soak up the wonderful flavors and add a nice texture to it. And I finish the soup with some green onions. And there you have it, a creamy crawfish bisque. Give this recipe a try and leave a comment. Let us know how it worked for you. Thank you for tuning in. See ya.